Benvenuti, this is Beatrice with Parole Amate, and I have a special guest tonight, my kid Victor, who's 9.
Hello.
So with T, we're going to go with tempo. Tempo means both weather and time in Italian, both. It's not separated. And so we chose some of these expressions that are about both kinds of weather. I mean, both time and weather. I will say them in Italian, and Vito will translate them first literally and then more colloquially, more in understandable English, right?
Yes.
Ready? Yeah? Okay. Nei ritagli di tempo.
In the cutouts of time equals in your spare time.
Nella notte dei tempi.
In the night of times equals a long time ago.
Fare il bello e il cattivo tempo.
To make good and bad weather, to be in charge, to have too much power.
Lascia il tempo che trova.
It leaves the time it finds equals no result is achieved.
Ha fatto il suo tempo.
Something or somebody has made their time equals no longer current.
Dar tempo al tempo.
To give time to time equals let things sort themselves out.
This is more like a proverb. Chi ha tempo non aspetti tempo.
Who has time should not wait for time equals act now.
And finally, tempo da lupi.
Wolf weather equals scary, stormy weather.
Grazie.
Thank you.
And so in thinking about time, whereas in Latin, where tempo comes from, tempus was just chronological time, and there were other words for weather. But in Greek, in ancient Greek, there was even more of a differentiation. So alongside kronos, which we all know because it's linear time, the idea of quantitative time and time you can measure, and of course chronology and chronologia come from that. But we've lost in the Western history a very peculiar and fascinating interpretation of time in a qualitative sense, and that word is kairos, and it means proper time, opportune time, the time for action, moment really, but moment that you cannot measure. So again, it's not quantitative, it's qualitative. It's not measurable. It's also numinous time, or a supreme moment, a special time, circular, kind of a back and forth. And yeah, it's almost an out of time idea, I guess. And I think I was out of time recently when on a Skype call with my aunt and my father, who are in their mid to late 70s, I used a word that I thought was both typical of the Veneto region and also of our family lexicon, lessico familiare. And so I mentioned something about how my younger sister, used to be called Tegolina as a nickname because she was so skinny. And I meant Tegolina as green bean, another word for green bean. I was jealous of that nickname because, I don't know, our society rewards people more detached from food, I guess. But both my dad and aunt were like, Tegolina, what? Tegola, you mean tegola is roof tile. They couldn't understand me. And I guess now they just say fagiolini, which is a more general Italian form. So the fact that I've been removed from that family and regional and Italian context for so long, 2 decades now, made me both out of date, out of time, in terms of how the language has evolved, has shifted naturally, and perhaps has also made me in that moment like a sort of preserver of something that otherwise would be lost, a little thing, even if it's just family lexicon or regional lexicon. I don't even know anymore. When I look up Tegolina, it doesn't exist in any internet way, so it also all could be a figment of my imagination. But this is not a figment of my imagination, and I'm very proud and thankful that you were with me today. Grazie.
Thank you.
Salutiamo.
Bye.
Ciao. See you next Monday.